So let's start with first things first, taking stock. And the question I'm asking today, where are you? Where are you in 4 areas of your life? Where are you? That's what I'll be asking you. Locate where you are. And the reason I'm asking this question, a lot of people run up and about without pausing, reflecting, and taking stock of their personal and professional life. So today, I want to ask this. Number one, where are you in your mind? Where are you? You see, if we gather today physically, as we used to do in other years, like last year and 2018, all through since 2012, and KCB did not offer cocktail, a cup of tea or lunch, many of us would complain, how can they call us an entire morning with no refreshments? Yet most of us can go for 3 months, 6 months, or even 1 year without feeding our mind. And we are not bothered. You will never rise above your mind. Your life is a reflection of your mind. Your life is an overflow of your mind. It will never reflect in your bank account until it reflects in your mind. It will never reflect in your wallet until it reflects in your mind. The best way of controlling tomorrow is before it arrives. The best way of controlling tomorrow is before it becomes today. You can change your clothes. You can change your name. You can change your residence. You can change from one business line to another business line. You can change your residence from Kisumu to Nairobi or Nairobi to London. But if you don't change your mind, you will have the same results. Your mind, your life. You must always ask yourself, what are you feeding your mind with? In computer science, they say GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. You will never rise above your inputs. You will never change something in your life and in your business until you change your inputs. The truth of the matter is this: you will remain the same until you change your inputs. I know you can't hear me. This is what I'm saying. We can't move from where we are until we shift our inputs. You can fight with it, you can argue with it, but I'm challenging you right now. Try what I'm saying. Every time you read a proper book, you attend a sound seminar, you interact with the right people, you shift where you are. Feed your mind. You'll never rise above your mind. You will never rise above your thought processes. Your life and your business will never rise above your thinking patterns. You are your mind. Your business will never rise above your thoughts. The greatest asset, the greatest invention, the greatest real estate is 6 inches apart between your 2 ears. Your life ceiling is what goes on between your 2 ears. Locate where you are in your attitudes, in your thoughts, in your mind. Number 2, locate where you are in your family. Mess up with your family and you'll mess up with your business. Step number 2, draw the red line. Decide, from today henceforth, I will never be broke again. My business will never go under again. Some businesses weather every storm. Some businesses survive through every pandemic. Draw the red line that the enemy cannot cross. Your husband is not your enemy. Your wife is not your enemy. The first strategy in war is to identify the enemy. And number 2, to know the enemy's strategies. You can't fight an enemy that you do not recognize. You can't deal an enemy that you don't know the strength. You've got to know the missiles the enemy is using and decide, I will never bow down to this enemy again. This is my last day to be broke. Number 3, focus on what you can change. Piecemeal changes, infinitesimal changes. The challenge with most people, they focus on quantum changes. We want to change things overnight. We want to microwave success. And I'm challenging us today, focus on what you can change right now. What can you change today? What can you change this week? An annual change is cumulative effort of your daily changes. The second thing I want to discuss with you today, what are these so-called unforeseen challenges? And we call them unforeseen challenges because they come unexpectedly. We talk of untimely death, untimely sickness. When is it ever timely to be sick? When is it ever timely to lose your son? When is it ever timely to lose your mother? When is it ever timely for your house to be hit by a storm? When is it ever timely to be in a road accident? You know, we go berserk when trouble hits. I need you to understand this. Let this sink in your mind. As long as you're in this life, you are either in trouble or headed for trouble, or you have just emerged out of trouble. Many of us go berserk when trouble hits, as though we were supposed to walk through life scot-free. God determines the path of our lives. We determine how we go through that path. Are we going to walk through that path victoriously or complaining? Are we going to be brave through that path and pass the test? Or are we going to murmur and complain? And you can never bypass the classes of God. Another challenge is our family. Many times we don't even know what will happen to our family. You can lose a loved one. Don't be disoriented by what's going on in your family. It is real people who lose loved ones. It's real people whose wife, whose husband, whose child get hospitalized. So something can happen to your family. Just this morning, a friend of mine was driving from Nairobi to Kerugoya. She was involved in a very bad road accident. Her legs are fractured. This is the reality of life. Something can happen to your loved one. You must decide in advance, how do I handle when unforeseen challenges happen to my family? Number 3, the pandemic. COVID-19 has hit us. I am not a prophet of doom, but another pandemic may hit in our lifetime. Perhaps a worse pandemic. What will you do? This pandemic blocked all my physical meetings. I'm a trainer. I'm a speaker. From March to September, my diary was full. In fact, I was supposed to travel in 8 countries, many states within the US. That seemed like a disaster in my career. All physical meetings were canceled. But guess what? Because of this pandemic, I am speaking to you today by Zoom from my house in Atlanta, Georgia. If there was no this pandemic, perhaps KCB would not have called me to speak to you Zoom. They would have preferred the trainer who is physically available. So there are pros and cons. The pandemic blocked me from in-person meetings The pandemic opened a chance for me to do meetings all around the world without leaving my chair. So the question is, how does such a pandemic prepare you more? How do you see opportunities in the light of such a pandemic? How do you turn around this catastrophe into a decided advantage? I don't understand your business, but I understand my business.